Hello and a very warm welcome to another edition of Talking Germany, the show where we do just that. And my guest today is one of Germany's gold medal winners from the magnificent pageant of sport that was the London Olympic Games. And here he is, Martin Sauer. Martin, thank you very much for joining us today. It's a great pleasure. Now, Martin won gold in the rowing for his role as the cox of the men's 8 team that beat Canada and Team GB into second and third places, respectively. As the man who drove his team to victory, Martin is a truly inspirational character, and I'm sure it's going to be fascinating talking to him about his sport and his life in general. Welcome once again, Martin, and we're going to begin with the most important thing of all. It's right down here in this black box right in front of us. Take it out and show it to me. I am so excited because I've seen so many of these on TV, and it was the London Games in my country. It's heavy.
It's really heavy.
It's heavy. Let's just have a look at that properly, yeah? There's the front and there is the back. You can see it, yeah? You've got the Goddess Victoria on it, and you've got the London, a map of London on the back. Yeah. Where do you keep it?
Oh, normally it's in the bedroom, on the floor, and waiting for carry it through Germany and show it.
Well, it's fantastic that you have brought that with you today. Is it made of? Is it solid gold or is it gold plated?
No, it's silver. Mm-hmm. Solid silver and outside gold.
Okay, because it is very heavy indeed, isn't it?
It's really,
really heavy. Were you surprised by that? Yeah.
Yes, but that's 4 years' work, and I think it could be a little bit heavier.
Now, I've never won anything like this before in my life, but I'm sure there must be a feeling. There must be a day after, there must be a week after, and so on. What phase are you in now?
I'm still feeling really good about this.
Yeah?
Yes. Me and my team, we work so hard and so long for this success, and it's a dream in our life to get this gold medal, and it's still feeling good.
Yeah. So when you get up in the morning, you think,
yes,
gold medal.
Yes, I think. That was really great to win this gold medal this year in London, in a land where rowing had much tradition.
Yeah.
And Steve Redgrave, the Great Britain, I think, a 5-time gold medalist.
Yeah.
He said Great Britain have to win this 8, and I'm really proud that we did it.
Mm-hmm. Good for you. Not so good for the English, of course, yeah? Is there any danger... I mean, for you, there is a problem that at some stage there might be a little bit of a dip, that you suddenly get into a little rut, into a hole. Do you get any help for that to make sure that that doesn't happen?
Oh, I don't think that I need this. I'm still motivated for sport, and I have to go to university, making my exam, and so the motivation is still high. And when I'm not motivated to do more sport, then I have won all I like to win. I won the World Championships, I won the Olympic Games, and then it's enough. Mm-hmm. But now I'm still motivated, and so... You're still hungry? Yeah, I'm still hungry.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. The perfect professional here. Looking forward to the next competition already. First impressions there from Martin Sauer. Here is more.
The German men's Coxed 8 is the flagship of the country's rowing association. This crew was introduced at the start of 2012 and is a fearsome international competitor. Based in Dortmund, the team trains no matter what the weather until they feel the burn. Cox Martin Sauer is in charge of the boat. He's 29 and grew up in Berlin. He gives the orders and sets the boat's racing strategy. At the London 2012 Olympic Games, the German men's Coxed 8 prevailed to take gold over rivals from Canada and Britain. It was their 36th victory in their 36th race. They've yet to be beaten in 4 years. That wasn't always the case. At the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing, the men's coxed 8 came in last. For the first time in 52 years, Germany's rowers had returned from the Olympics without a medal. The team's new coach, Ralf Holtmeier, got the boat back on course. He focuses on competition rather than harmony. That was how he took 8 individuals, added cox Martin Sauer, and made the crew into a precise speed machine. Holtmeier had trained the coxed 8 once before, in 1988, when they came back from Seoul with gold. Since then, they've been struggling and sweating to get a seat on the prestigious boat. And sometimes you have to give it your all. Martin Sauer took a year off from studying law to go for Olympic gold with his crew in London. And today he's our guest on Talking Germany. Martin Sauer.
I've just been having another quick look at the medal and getting very excited once again. I better put it down here. Martin, in that report, we saw the race in London and we saw you actually crossing the finishing line, which is the moment of triumph, yeah? It wasn't that easy, was it? Just tell us a little bit about the race and what happened, yeah?
Yes, I think it was a very tough race because the Britons, they're really the second best boat in the world through the last 3 years. And they want to win gold as this day. And they hope to getting first before the spectators came. So we got a really tough race to beat them. At the end, they're doing too much, so they're losing the silver.
Halfway down the race, they were actually, Team GB, they were ahead of you,
yes,
yeah? Just 1 second, the British cox, Phelan Hill, he said somewhere that he thought that you guys changed your plan halfway through the race. Is he right?
Yes, he's right.
Ooh.
Because they changed their plans, and when we do our plan, we do every race, then we may be losing this day. And I saw they're doing all they can to get in front before they come to their home crowd, and hope they carrying there to the finish. Yeah. And I know we have to change something, and we have to charge earlier, and so we got earlier in front, got earlier in charge, and we see that they're doing too much, so they lose the silver, but we are strong enough to win the gold. Okay.
How did it feel when you crossed the finishing line?
Oh, really good. At the first moment, I think, oh God, we did it. It was such a long time. We working 4 years for the success. And through this year, everybody in Germany say, that's no question. They got the gold. That's no problem.
That was a problem for you, though, a little bit. Come on. Because, I mean, you've got this great big winning streak. You'd won the World Championship, what, 2-9, 2-10, 2-11?
Yes.
Yeah? So they're going to walk it, everybody was saying. So that's one gold medal that Germany has in the bag.
Yes. Everybody in Germany says that we have to win the gold. But we know how good is Great Britain. We know how good is Canada, and we have to do this race first before we get these gold medals. Yep. And so it was really hard, but at the end we are strong enough and we do it. And so I first think, oh God, we did it, and then, oh yeah, we did it.
Oh yeah. Everybody agrees the games in London were magic. Can you put that magic into words? How did it feel for you?
Oh, for me, the London Games was the first games I ever had. And the other games I saw at TV. And I'm very inspired by the games in Sydney. Yeah. And I think the London Games was the first games in Sydney which have the same status. They're as good, they're very friendly. The Great Britain population, they they like to help us every day, every time, and you're feeling warm and safe, and you always think the people, they're lucky. Oh no, they're not lucky. They're happy. They're happy that you're here, that you come to London to make a race, to make good sports for Great Britain.
And you were at the closing ceremony as well.
Yes.
Good for you. Yeah. What was what was the best memory of the closing ceremony?
Oh, when it's over, we going through the Olympic Village, and all the volunteers are on like a parade.
Oh, so they were standing left and right of you,
left and right, and say bye, hope to see you later. And you feel that they're really happy that you were here 2 weeks making great sports, and they all hope that you come safe home, and they hope you come back.
Great stuff. It's a fantastic achievement because they did it for the Paralympics as well.
Yes,
it's fantastic. Okay, the kind of 8-man boats that we've been talking about are, in effect, I suppose it's fair to say, rowing machines. It's very interesting to see how they work, and we got Martin to explain that.
Here we can see the entire length of the boat. It's 17.65 meters long, meaning that it's too long to take out on the street. That's why we're able to break it into 2 parts by removing some screws here. You can see the bolts holding it together and joins where the 2 halves are. Here's where I work. There's a console that goes between the cox's feet, and this is what I use to do the job. They call it the cox box. It works like a PA system. I use it to communicate with the team through several speakers located on the boat. The box also shows the stroke frequency of the lead oarsman. It also counts the strokes for me and keeps time. Another key cox task is keeping the boat straight. That's why the tiller is here, and 2 ropes help with steering. Down in the water you can see the small blade that you use to steer a very big 8-man scull. Our boat weighs 96 kilos, meaning it's a lightweight. The oarsmen weigh about the same. When they're all in the boat with the cox, we weigh about a ton, and we've got to get that moving fast.
That's a lot of weight. That's interesting for me. There's a lot of things there that I didn't know before I heard that. But one thing that we didn't cover is what speed do you get to? What is the top speed of the boat?
The top speed of the crew, I think, is 30 kilometers per hour.
30 kilometers an hour.
But in the race, it's 22 to 25 kilometers per hour.
Okay. And how long in the race? How much time do you need before you get up to the top speed?
I think we need at maximum 15 strokes. That's 20 seconds.
And you've hit it?
Yes.
Yeah? Wow. I didn't know the thing about the speakers. I always thought that you just shouted very, very loudly.
No, I only have to shout when it's outside loud. Like in London, the last 250 meters, when the crowd is so loud that nobody can hear me if I speak so soft. But the most time I speak normal with the crew. That's the reason why we have the speakers, so I can speak in a low mode. And this is what you need when you work all the time. You can't shout all the time in the training. That's I think my crew will kill me if I do this.
But you're the boss, yeah? You're the team leader.
Oh yes. In the race and in the training, I'm the leader. I'm not the only leader in this team. We have other members of the team who are very important. But in the race, then I'm the leader because the rowers have to row. That's their job. And to lead is my job.
They need to focus. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, a lot of what you were telling us there was the technical side of it. Do you have a technical team that works with you all the time, or do you just go in the morning? Do you guys go down and unlock the boat and in the water?
The most things we do by ourselves. I or the crew. We have a chief of staff. Yeah. Only one person. He's a very good guy. He does all he can for us, but it is too much for only one. So the most things the crew does by herself.
Oh yeah, and how the whole question of weight? How much do the guys actually in the boat weigh? Because you need big, powerful guys, but the biggest, most powerful guys are also the heaviest guys.
Yeah, so that's often the problem. We have a really light crew. Light, it's.
How light are the light guys?
Normally, a good weight for a rower is between 90 and 100 kilos.
Okay.
We're at an average weight of, I think, 94. Mm-hmm. The British 8, we think, we don't know really, 96 or 95.
They were a bit heavier, yeah? They went for weight.
Yes, yeah. a little bit heavier. The weight is not the most important. Weight is good for power, but power is more important than weight. And we have the luck that our crew is very strong and not so heavy, and it's very good.
Mm-hmm. What's it like being the little guy among all the big guys?
For me, it's no problem. I'm a cox since I'm 11 years old.
Yeah.
Every time all guys are bigger, mm-hmm. I don't see it anymore. Mm-hmm. For me, it's normal that around me are guys who are 1 meter and 90 centimeters. It's a normal.
These are really big guys, nearly 7 feet tall.
Yes, and it's no problem.
Yeah. How tall are you, Martin?
I'm 1 meter and 69 centimeters.
Okay, and how much do you weigh?
I think now more than 55 kilos, but in a race 55 kilos.
Okay. Are you a heavy cox or a light cox?
I'm as heavy as every cox. 55 is the normal weight. You have to bring 55 kilos to. There's a weighting before the race, and you have to weight 55 kilos.
Really?
No, not less.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's not allowed to weight less.
So you couldn't have an absolutely flyweight cox?
Yes, that's not allowed. And you don't want to be heavier because it's not good. And so all the coxes are 55 kilos normally.
Okay. That's interesting stuff. We've heard Martin talking about the boat. Let's now hear what the crew in the boat have to say about this guy, the cox.
In an aid, it's really important that someone, or the cox, coordinates the whole thing. It's really important that every oarsman is doing exactly the same thing at the same time and giving it their all.
He organises a whole lot in the training camp and coaches us a little as well. It's like he mediates between us and the coach. And yeah, he's simply a key part of our team.
We see him in two situations, in competition and in training. He's really important in competition. Above all, because he can always motivate us and give us a kick in the butt. And he's our brains, too. We row, he makes the choices.
It's fighting talk, but it's motivating. He sees every little mistake we make and lets us know. In an 8, the cox is one of the most important things. If it doesn't work, rowing an 8 is no fun.
When he really yells, of course you step on the gas even harder.
You just told me that you don't do much shouting, that you try to keep this sort of calm, neutral, encouraging voice, and he just said that, I like it when he shouts at me a bit, yeah?
Yeah, I think Florian makes a little joke.
Well, tell me this, I mean, jokes to the side. On the official team site of the German 8, there's a profile of you, yeah? I bet you know what it says there. It says the rhetorical skills he uses during competition are legendary. Yeah. So what rhetorical tricks do you use?
Oh, when I work with the crew, I don't need no tricks, no rhetorical tricks. I think my profile is because there are some TV shows where I say something. I think in German I'm better. It's easier for me to speak with rhetorical skills. In the crew I don't need this because we know over all the years I don't need no tricks, and I like this.
Okay, but there are, I'm sure, because each boat has a cox in it.
Yes.
And I'm sure each world-class cox does it a slightly different way. Yeah? What's the Martin Sauer approach?
Oh, well, what's me? One is, first, I never do tricks. Mm-hmm. That's my crew have to trust me in every situation.
You're straight and honest.
I try.
Yeah. Okay.
In the boat, I'm every day straight and honest. Outside the boat, I'm as any normal guy. Mm-hmm. But in the boat, I try to be straight and honest. It's very important. It was important in London when I say, guys, we have to do everything now, because the British, they want to win, and we have to do all now. We are 1,600 meters before the finish. It's much earlier than in a normal race. Yeah. We have to go, and they trust me, and that's.
So this was this moment in the race when you realised you're going to have to change your strategy a little bit.
Yes.
And you actually communicated down through your microphone, through the speakers to the guys. Change of plan.
Yes, we have to change our plan. Mm-hmm. We have to go now, 600 meters, with all we can. Yeah. Because the British 8 tried to win this.
And then you could see the explosion.
Yes, I feel it. I only see the stroke man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The others are behind him.
But you felt it in the boat.
Yes, but you feel it when 8 guys with this power take all the power they had in the next 200 or 300 meters. You know it, that they do all, and you know that they trust you, that they think, okay, he say we have to do all, so we do all.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Let's just have a look at some pictures, Martin. I think we've got a little bit of footage of the area of you live in Dortmund, which is where you study and where you train, and we've got some footage, I think, of the district of Berlin that you come from. Just tell us about what's the name of the district, first of all, for our viewers?
Yes, it's Berlin-Marzahn. Mm-hmm. You can see the buildings. It's built, I think, in the 1970s.
What you see is a lot of communist-era prefabricated blocks. Yeah?
Yes, that's right. But I'm grown up there. Yeah. I have never problems with this.
Yeah. And why should you?
Yes,
but what interests me is, how do you get from there into an Olympic-level rowing boat?
Yes, because of my trainer's time. He was a coach in Berlin. Mm-hmm. He goes through the schools and looking for big guys who do rowing or like to do rowing.
And then he saw you and he thought, this is the big guy I need.
Yes, he came to class and said, all the tall guys have to stand up. And so all the tall guys stand up. And I'm sitting there and think, oh, never there come anybody and want me, because there are some coaches before him and they're looking for tall guys for swimming, or they're looking for tall guys for athletics, or they're looking for tall guys. Yeah, yeah. And at this day, my coach had an idea and saying, I need some coxes. Mm-hmm. All the little guys stand up. Mm-hmm. And yes, I think I'm the smallest of all in this class, and so I have to stand up. And I get an invitation for training, and my mother wants that I go to a sport. Mm-hmm. Don't be no more at home before sitting through the TV. Yeah. And so I go to this training and I stay there.
You fell in love with it.
Yeah? I fell in love with it. Yes, it's right.
Okay. You're talking about size, but rowing is fundamentally about muscle power. Yeah. And we need to talk a little bit about the issue of doping. Yeah.
Okay.
Whether it is or not an issue. Yeah. And I went to the internet site of the International Federation of Rowing Associations, and they have an anti-doping section. And in the anti-doping section, it says, doping is fundamentally contrary to the spirit of the sport. It doesn't fit.
Yes.
Rowing and doping. You're saying yes.
Yes, I'm saying yes. I can speak for me and for my crew. We think if we win with doping, it's it's no win. It's no success to win with doping.
Yeah.
It's in us, it's in our crew that we don't want to do with this, want to go with this methods to our success. It's not our success. Our success only can be without doping.
Okay, so with doping, success would be tarnished. We'll talk about that in just a second. But before we do that, let's have a look at the astonishing extent to which the use of banned performance-enhancing substances is a feature, apparently at least, of the world of amateur sport.
It's early in the morning in the Bavarian town of Regensburg. A group of amateur hobby athletes are setting off. They're not Olympic caliber, but their goal is. Today, it's a triathlon. They're swimming 3.8 kilometers, cycling for 180, and then running a marathon. While one part of society becomes less and less fit, the other is heading in the opposite direction as fast as they can. They compete like pros. But will they go as far as using performance-enhancing drugs? Kai Wolte is one of the most successful triathlon organizers in Germany. He knows the score.
In some cases there's drug abuse, and there are certainly performance-enhancing methods similar to those in professional sports. It would be illusory to say that there aren't, but I don't think it's across the board.
Gaining access to performance-enhancing drugs is as easy as it's ever been, even for hobby athletes. Everything can be ordered on the internet. It's simple, cheap, and above all, anonymous. And demand is relatively high. At a warehouse in Hessen, customs officials have seized performance-enhancing drugs in recent months before they could be sold. They come in crates and pallets, and there's tons of the stuff. More is expected. We meet Frank, an amateur athlete who's been doping for years. He says he's not worried.
Well, I think if you really want it, you'll do anything to get yourself further ahead. When I talk to other athletes like me and read between the lines, then I get the impression that everyone's giving themselves that little bit extra.
Micha Kleber, a sports sociologist at Darmstadt's Technical University, says he knows why people do it.
Starting at a certain performance level, the athlete's ambition frequently shifts to something like an obsession. Then it's a problem. That's when you end up with the risk of addiction, and the probability increases that the competitor will use some sort of dubious substance.
Success at all costs. When winning is more important than your own health, and when sports become a compensation for real satisfaction in life, then using performance-enhancing drugs may no longer be taboo for many.
What do you make of that report, Martin?
Well, I can't understand this. Sport is not only about winning. Yes, I think sport is also about learning about yourself, about your own limits. And when you use doping to be better, it's not you. It's not you who's winning. It's not you. It's not your best. It's only what you can do with doping. Okay,
but I mean, I've sat with a lot of top sports people in this situation, and people have said to me, no, couldn't happen. And obviously, in sports like sprinting, in athletics, or in cycling, it does happen. And the people who have said, no, I don't do that, they get caught. Yeah. How in your sport? How does the testing regime? How does that work?
I hope it works good. I think in Germany we have a very straight testing system. Every time we have to tell where we are about the system. That's
interesting. So the authorities, the people out there, they know where you are now.
Yes, we have to tell the National Anti-Doping Agency where we are, and so they always can find us and test us. I'm tested, I think, 10 times this year. Only this year till the Olympic Games.
Oh yeah.
And my crew thinks every one of them 10 to 20 times.
So even more, because they're the guys with the big muscles.
Not only because of that, but because of competition controlling.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of athletes have said that they're quite annoyed about that because 24 hours a day you have to be available for testing. It could be 2 in the morning or it could be whenever. It could be 10 at night.
Yeah, so we don't like this because I'm in a sport, rowing. We think we are a sport where doping is no question. And we ask ourselves why we have always to tell where we are and what we do. And on the other hand, we also want to compete with fair conditions. And this is only possible when everybody is controlled, because there always are some guys who try it with doping. Yeah, there were some events, I'm not going to say what, but we all know there were some events in London where an athlete or whatever, a sportsman or woman, won a competition and the other people who came behind were thinking that wasn't actually fair. You don't want that to happen. Yes, I think I don't like to say maybe about Usain Bolt. He's a very good sprinter. He's the fastest man in the world, and everybody says he does doping, but nobody can say it. He's controlled in London. I hope he's controlled before in Jamaica or something on the world. And if he's not tested positive, I think you have to be happy that there's a sports star who has this great this ability, who can run so fast, and everybody has fun with his sport, and that he's such a good athlete. And if he's not positive, then it's okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. But in your sport, in rowing, there are people who say that there are no banned substances as far as one can tell, which is a good thing, because there's very little money in the sport. Yeah? You grin a little bit when I say that, but there's... So I think doping in the German team or in rowing had no tradition. I don't know why. I hope that everybody is not involved in doping, and still it's okay. We never found anyone. Okay. Rowing is a typical team sport, so you have the problem if one is positive, all losing their medals, and the risk is often too high, and so nobody want to do this. If I think I would kill anybody in my age when it's positive. You would be very angry indeed. Yes. You're based in Dortmund, as we've seen, yeah? You go to university there as well, and the rest of the crew are based there as well. You live together with Laura Schwensen. Yes. She's your girlfriend these days. That's your private life, yeah? But there is one thing the two of you have in common. Yes. Yeah, she's a cox of the German women's age. Okay. That's certainly not a coincidence that they are both coxes of the German eights, I'm sure. We'll talk about that in just a second. The reason I'm asking Martin about where and how he lives is because he used to live in what they call here in Germany a Wohngemeinschaft, which is what we're going to talk about now. Wohngemeinschaft is one of those wonderful long German words that describes something quite simple, in fact, the kind of shared apartment that are very popular among students and people in general. But Germans take these WGs, as they are abbreviated, WGs, Wohngemeinschaft, they take them quite seriously. And you'll probably, if you want to get into one, have to face a casting committee to get a room.
These are typical shared student digs in Bremen. Carla, Caroline, Katharina and Sarah live here.
Hello, you'd like to move in? Come in.
At many student flats in Germany, there's a free room at the start of the semester. These 4 women say they'll take a man or woman lodger, but a nice one. The first step is putting an ad on the internet.
We put an ad in on Monday evening and the telephone hasn't stopped ringing since. We put in a mobile number, a landline and the email address. It was crass.
Yeah, we received lots of calls. You can't see all of them. You've got to maintain an overview because you can't remember everyone when there are so many. So we decided to speak with 10 of them.
The students have already interviewed 8 of the 10 applicants, but they still haven't found a flatmate. Today, 2 others are coming. Dennis is the first candidate.
zeigen die erstmal das Zimmer. Cool, okay. Darum geht's ja erstmal. Da wohnt jetzt halt
Sarah's still living there. It's 16 square meters.
Ja, wie wir geschrieben haben, 16 Quadratmeter.
Dennis likes the room, but this is when the questions get tough.
Can you imagine living with 3 girls?
Well, yeah, of course I can.
And if you're living with 3 gals, well, how tidy are you? We're not neurotic, but we do have a cleaning schedule.
That's right. Each of us has to clean once a week, either the kitchen, the bathroom, or the hallway, or take out the trash.
I lived by myself for a year. I can clean.
That's it. They've run through all the questions. Things went quickly. And now candidate number 2 is on deck. Things are getting serious for Lisa.
How old are you?
23.
What do you do?
I'm working on my master's degree in English and art at the university. I want to teach. Really square. I play some guitar. You can hear me practicing sometimes, but just a little.
That's fine. I do that too sometimes.
And because I'm studying art, I do lots of photography and take lots of pictures.
The chemistry's right this time. Lisa is hoping it will work. It's the 9th shared flat she's applied for and hasn't found a place yet.
Of course, it's a bit frustrating, because you've always got to be nice and pleasant, and you have to try again and again to make a good impression. Then you don't hear a thing. It's stressful, that's all.
But the women have made their choice, and Lisa's search for a flat is over. She can move in, while the other applicants have to keep on searching.
That report made you think of your girlfriend's brother. Because?
Yeah, because he is in the same situation here. He starts to study in Dortmund and looking for a room. And he's in one of these Wohngemeinschaften. And there are 20 guys who want to get this room. But he had good cards because they had a picture of the German 8. And so he can say, yes, he knows the 8. He can do all for you.
So he got the room?
Yes, I hope so that he got it.
Good for you. You lived in what they call here in Germany a Sportler-WG. So that it was a WG, a shared flat. And all of you were sportsmen?
Yes.
How many guys?
And women.
One woman as well? Yeah?
Yes, women as well. Normally there are 3 living in one flat with 3 rooms. And it's very good because we try it with normal students. But they had another plan in their life. And when you're a sportsman, you're going at 6 o'clock to training and coming back at 8 o'clock p.m.
Martin, I read somewhere where that you study 40 hours a week and train 40 hours a week. Is it true?
Yes, and I sleep 40 hours a week, and then the week is over.
Do you ever have days where you get up in the morning and think, I can't do this?
Yes.
Of course you do. You must do. Yeah?
I have these days. I don't like to get up early in the morning. Our coach, Ralf Holtmeier, he say, you have to get up early in the morning because that's the only chance to make on this day all you have to do, your training and to study. But I don't like it.
Wow. Yeah. Tell me this. Who's the oldest guy? No, first of all, let's start with this. Who was the youngest guy in your team in London, in the boat?
Oh, I have to think about this. I think it's Max Reinhold. He's 23.
23?
Yes, 24. Okay. I think he's getting 24 this year.
And who was the oldest guy in the boat?
It's Florian Mennigen. He's 30.
30,
yes.
Yeah. And how many of the guys are gonna stay on now and try and stay in the team through to Rio?
Yes, I think the half of the crew or a bit more at the half can make it to Rio. Florian, he's 30. He's ready at university. He can start a job. Yeah. And maybe he have to start a job, and so he can do rowing anymore. I think he's good enough.
Yeah.
He can do 4 years to Rio. That's no problem. But when you have to go to work, it's too much for him. Training and working, that's too much.
Okay, the point I'm getting to slowly is that you are 29 years old. Yeah, you're sort of in the end of your 20s. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you going to be in Rio? Are you going to be in the German boat?
I try to be in Rio.
What's your goal?
I like to be in Rio. And I have to study 2 years more to do my exam. Yeah. And when you study law, you have
that's tough. That's
yes,
tough.
You have to do a second exam. That's my chance.
Yeah.
I think I need 2 or 3 years for this now, and then there's only 1 year to Rio. And so I think I try Rio, and but then that's the end.
That's the end of your career.
Yeah. I think so.
Okie dokie. You're a very ambitious guy. I've seen this. Yeah, I think you're going to make it. Yeah. Do you think the German team are going to go unbeaten through to Rio?
Oh, I think that's what that would be really, really hard. I don't think so, because we have to get some new guys, some younger guys in the crew, and we don't have to be unbeaten. When we win in Rio, then we can lose every race.
Okay. Talking Germany quiz at the end of the show, yeah? What's most important for you, winning or competing?
Ooh, that's tough, but I think in life, competing is more important.
Is the Cox a dictator or a team player?
He have to be a team player.
Is there a life after sport?
Yes, there must be a life.
Good for you. Hope so. Hope you do well I hope you do well through to Rio. I hope you do well in Rio, and I hope you do well in when it's all over in the sporting realm. Yeah, that's all we've got time for from our gold medal winning Martin Sauer. Great to talk to you, Martin. If you want to find out even more about our guest, check out my blog on the Talking Germany website. And if you've enjoyed the show as much as I have, come back next week. Until then, bye bye and tschüss.